Okay, so have you ever just sat there staring at a blinking cursor in a blank AI chat box and wondered, how far can I actually push this thing? I mean, I think we've all asked AI to write a quick email or, I don't know, maybe summarize a massive document or just brainstorm a few ideas. But what if you wanted it to generate an entire, comprehensive, educational experience, literally from absolute scratch? Well, welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to be deconstructing what honestly might be the ultimate AI mega prompt. We're looking at the complete anatomy of a course, and it's all built entirely through one single, masterfully structured set of instructions. It's pretty wild. Right, so that brings us to the core question driving our whole exploration today. How exactly do you prompt an AI to build a perfect course? We're going to treat the source material we have today, which, by the way, is just a single, massive prompt, as a literal masterclass in anatomical prompt engineering. We're going to break it down piece by piece. We really want to see exactly how a creator forces an AI not just to, spit out a giant wall of text, but to actually design a rich, multifaceted, and engaging curriculum, the kind of thing you could take straight to a production studio. Now, to truly grasp the sheer ambition we're talking about here, just look at this first constraint, 30 to 60 minutes. The creator of this prompt isn't asking for a quick 5-minute overview or some bite-sized TikTok script. No way. They are explicitly demanding a premium, full-length educational script designed to run for up to an hour. Just think about the sheer volume of structured, coherent information required to keep someone's attention for a full 60 minutes. I mean, let's be real, most of us can barely hold someone's attention for 60 seconds, right? It's an absolutely massive undertaking to ask of a single prompt, which means the instructions that follow, they have to be completely flawless.
Moving on to Section 1, Crafting an Elite Persona.
So before the AI even writes a single word about the actual topic, the prompter does something completely brilliant. They establish a God-tier identity. You see, you can't just ask the AI to write a script. You have to tell it exactly who is writing the script. Look at the immense weight of these job titles. The AI is instructed to be a senior cybersecurity engineer, an ethical hacker, a SOC analyst, penetration tester, digital forensics expert, cloud security architect, malware analyst, and an instructor. Oh, and it's supposed to have over 20 years of experience. The prompter is stacking 8 highly specialized, deeply technical roles on top of each other. They are literally forcing the AI to adopt the accumulated wisdom, the battle scars, the technical precision, and the teaching chops of a 2-decade industry veteran. Talk about setting a massive standard for the output, right?
All right, Section 2, The Target, Burp Suite.
Now, the requested course is focused entirely on Burp Suite. If you don't know, that's a highly technical, totally critical tool used to test web application security. But honestly, simply naming the topic is only half the battle. This part of the prompt beautifully illustrates a major complication: the target audience. The prompt dictates that the final output must be for beginners and professionals. Think about how incredibly difficult that tightrope is to walk. The AI has to explain concepts simply enough that a complete novice won't get totally overwhelmed and just click away. But at the exact same time, it has to provide enough deep, technical value that a seasoned cybersecurity pro actually learns something new. It's a fascinating constraint, really. It prevents the AI from being too basic, but also keeps it from getting overly academic.
Next up, Section 3, The Ultimate Course Syllabus.
Okay, let's dive right into this. This is where we dissect the true core of this mega prompt. It is basically a massive kitchen sink checklist containing over 25 specific deliverables. We can actually categorize this immense list into 3 main focus areas. First up, learning. The AI has to provide a professional introduction, complete theory, real-world examples, and visual explanations. Next, we've got action. Because it's not just theory, the prompt requires a practical demonstration, a live lab, plus mini and full projects. And finally, and perhaps most impressively, career. The AI is tasked with including salary information, a freelancer perspective, a career roadmap, and even interview questions. So the crucial takeaway here is that this prompt isn't just asking for a textbook summary. It's demanding a holistic, actionable career-building tool for the viewer. And you know what? It gets even more granular from there. Just point your attention to these highly specific, modern constraints. The prompt explicitly asks for diagrams, but strictly in text format, which actually is a genius way to force a text-based AI to describe visual elements so a production team can build them out later. It also demands the inclusion of related AI tools, the very latest cyber attacks, and future scope. These requirements are so smart because they ensure the resulting output isn't just, a rehash of old Wikipedia articles.
It absolutely forces the output to be forward-looking, visually descriptive, and completely plugged into the modern tech landscape.
Now take a look at this absolute alphabet soup of elite certifications: CEH, Security Plus, PNPT, OSCP, CISSP. The prompt doesn't just want a casual, surface-level overview of Burp Suite. No, it explicitly instructs the AI to weave knowledge from these highly respected, notoriously difficult industry exams directly into the curriculum. It forces the AI to align its teaching with strict, industry-standard benchmarks. And that right there ensures that the professional half of the audience we talked about earlier, yeah, they definitely get their money's worth.
But here's a question: how do you know if anyone actually learned anything? Well, the prompt creator thought of that too. They don't just want a one-way lecture, they demand a complete educational ecosystem built right into the script itself. The prompt requires a summary, homework assignments, a massive 20-question quiz, and a full list of references. This builds actual accountability and validation into the lesson. Honestly, this is a fantastic takeaway for your own prompts. Don't just ask for information, ask the AI to build mechanisms that test your understanding. It effectively transforms a standard text output into a genuine, interactive educational platform.
Which brings us to Section 4, setting the teaching rules.
All right, so we've looked at the elite persona and the massive syllabus. Now, the prompt creator locks down the exact tone. I absolutely love this quote from the source material. It says, "Explain everything in very simple English so beginners can understand." Just think about the brilliant contrast happening here. On the one hand, you are demanding OSCP-level certification knowledge and elite digital forensics expertise, but on the other hand, you are strictly enforcing plain, accessible language. It completely forces the AI to avoid using heavy jargon as a crunch. To actually pull this off, the AI has to truly embody that instructor persona we talked about earlier. It has to break down incredibly complex cybersecurity concepts effortlessly so a beginner can get it. It's brilliant.
And that leads us to the ultimate quality benchmark. The very final instruction in this mega prompt is that the lesson must be detailed enough to produce a professional, educational production. That is the ultimate instruction right there. It's basically saying, do not skimp on the details. Do not give me a basic bullet point outline. Give me rich, production-ready depth. It's the final lock on the prompt, guaranteeing that the output can be handed directly to a host or a production pipeline without needing, a total top-to-bottom rewrite.
So, as we wrap up our analysis of this perfectly structured prompt today, I want to leave you pondering this final question. Could an AI actually deliver on all these demands in a single shot? When you look at the sheer audacity of this request, I mean the intricate structure, the dueling audiences, the massive syllabus, and those perfectly layered constraints, it really makes you step back and look at the true capabilities of generative AI today. If a single text box can be engineered to architect an entire 60-minute professional-grade curriculum, what does that mean for the future of how we learn, how we teach, and how we create? It is definitely something to think about.